Greetings traders, and welcome back to another In-Depth with Chris episode. In today's discussion, we'll be talking about the best performing stocks of all time, as well as the best performing stocks of the last 20 years. So those of you that feel like you're a boomer, you've got something for you, and those of you that feel like you're a millennial, well, you're covered as well. But before we go any further, would you do me a favor and please click that like and subscribe button down below so we can make sure that I'm allowed to keep coming out with these videos for you guys out there. So, without further ado, let's dive on into that material and learn about some of these incredible companies and their amazing capital appreciation and dividend returns that they have provided for their investors. Bzz. Today, we're going to cover some of the most legendary companies known to the US marketplace, as well as to investors. The investors that were fortunate or wise enough to invest in these companies most likely had a very favorable outcome as long as they continued to hold through any ups and downs. First, we'll start off by taking a look at the best stocks of all time. And what better place to start than looking at the all-time GOAT, the greatest of all time, Amazon.com. Amazon.com in 1997 was trading at $1.50 per share. That's $1.50 per share in the beginning of June of 1997. And since then, it has climbed up to around $3,300 US. The revenues of the company have been growing at a high speed as the company continues to expand its business into new territories like selling devices and other computing services. The margin on its businesses has been very, very appealing to shareholders and investors alike, allowing them to continue putting money and finding comfort in it, which also allows the company to continue excelling at an incredibly fast rate. It is undeniably a powerhouse and has gratefully or rightfully earned the spot as the GOAT of all stocks that there ever were. But moving along, it's not the only one that's worth mentioning. Up next, we have another household name, Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is always featured on the list of top brands and has been one of the most popular companies in the non-alcoholic beverage industry for a very long time. The revenue has been on the decline due to an increase in competition from other industries, but that doesn't deny the fact that it deserves a spot in the best of all time. They continue to pave the way and continue to show profit regardless of the competition arising around them. Coca-Cola has been a steady horse from the beginning and continues to climb and treat its investors well. Up next, we have the Altria Group. This was earlier known as Philip Morris and was formed in 2008 after the company separated its international business. The growth was more pronounced before the split, but Altria has managed to generate steady revenue income through profitability that it has hit due to impairment charges on its latest acquisitions. The company should rebound back as its core business remains strong with good brand recognition, at least in most investors' eyes. The dividend payout of the company, along with the growth rate of dividends, has been a noticeable factor in earning Altria Group a place in the all-time GOATs. Even after existing in the business for so many years, the current yield of the company stands at an extremely high level and is very appealing for investors alike. Next up, we have Gilead Sciences, a pharmaceutical company that experienced incredible growth up until about 2015 when it experienced its first notable drawdown, but is strongly expected to continue its recovery, earning it a place in the best of all times list. The company has a very strong product line, some of which were obtained through acquisitions. The share prices have been volatile since 2015, but investors remain confident that ultimately Gilead Sciences will continue onward. It should be no surprise that Walt Disney has made the list of all-time greats. The leading entertainment company began a studio in 1923, and there has really been no looking back since then. Walt Disney has been able to adapt to the changing landscape in the entertainment industry by making major acquisitions in the last few decades, some of which include Pixar, ABC, and Marvel. It also provides online content that could sustain its revenue going forward into the future. While the profitability looks muted at the moment, a healthy balance sheet must be considered as we expect the growth of Walt Disney to continue onward. Oracle Corporation brings another beautiful path for investors. The company first went public in 1986 and focuses on enterprise-level technology. The stock prices rode the technology bubble during the late 1990s, but retraced back to earlier levels and then continued onward with steady fashion. Currently, it is banking on a cloud-based platform to generate revenues, allowing it to feel future-proof to some investors. The valuation of the company is generally more attractive than its peers in the technology space as we work our way into a cloud-type environment. Another major player in the non-alcoholic beverage space features PepsiCo. They are undeniably the hardest competitor for Coca-Cola in the marketplace, and they deserve a spot in the greatest list as well. They've been growing consistently for decades with a beautiful graph if you are a fan of TA. While the sale of some carbonated beverages are under some pressure, PepsiCo has been able to expand its product offerings to compensate. Some of the popular products offered by the brand Pepsi include Lay's chips, Gatorade energy drink, Aquafina water, Tropicana fruit juice, and the range of products continues to grow on a daily basis. International Business Machines, otherwise known as IBM, is another tech giant that has rightfully earned its place amongst the all-time greatest stocks. IBM has been operating for quite a few decades and is facing tough competition in its cloud businesses, but still continues to hold their own. It was a pioneer in the last century, offering both hardware and software technologies. It has been able to weather the storm and continue to provide returns for its shareholders. The dividend has been growing at a consistent rate over the past few years, but the share price has not witnessed any substantial appreciation. Love 'em or hate 'em, ExxonMobil also deserves a spot in the all-time greats list. Exxon is one of those old horses that has created a significant amount of wealth for its shareholders in all of these decades past. The stock was characterized by a reliable and growing dividend payment for a really long time. There has been pressure on its price as the sustainability of crude oil is obviously under threat in today's day and age, but nonetheless, it deserves a place on the all-time greats. The company has been able to ride over many shocks that many thought would be the end of the company and continue putting profits out the other side. Johnson & Johnson is another popular household name in the US as well as around the world. Johnson & Johnson has a diversified portfolio in the healthcare sector, which has allowed it to experience less volatility than many of the other stocks that are listed on this category. It is definitively one of the all-time greats, and they continue to find ways to grow regardless of the state of the American economy. They definitely deserve a spot on the all-time greats list, and they continue to show us why on a daily basis. Now we're going to take a look at some of the best performing stocks of the last 20 years. These are stocks that many investors believe are worth adding to any portfolio without much of a second thought. The first one on the list is going to be the king. That is Alphabet, which is the parent company of Google. The parent company of Google has continuously been one of the best performing stocks in the technology sector. Some of the products like Ads, Androids, Chrome, Google Cloud, Google Maps, Google Play have just wide customer bases across multiple regions and around the world. While the company does not disperse dividends, the return on the equity is high. The company has been constantly evolving and venturing into new businesses, allowing it to stay ahead of the curve in the technology sector. Monster Beverage has been another leading brand in the last couple of decades after launching its energy drink line. The sales grew exponentially, and an aggressive marketing campaign could be attributed to the success of the brand as a whole. While its range of products may not be as diverse as, say, something like Pepsi, Monster has been able to reach out to many of its customers and continue acquiring new ones, allowing a beautiful graph and strong returns for investors all the way along. Surprisingly, Tractor Supply has also made the list of all-time greats across the last 20 years. Tractor Supply runs a very unique business, offering different products to people seeking to pursue farming as a recreational activity. Considering the growth in revenue and the appreciation in price over the past years, the valuation has not been blown off until now. While yields on the stock have been moderate, the price has grown at a very high rate. As people continue embracing farming as a general leisure activity or some way of protecting themselves against uncertain futures, we could expect these share prices to continue rising higher as we work our way into the future. Microsoft is another powerful tech giant that has absolutely earned its place on the list. It was founded in 1975 and has continuously gained popularity, but increasingly so as it worked its way into the 2000s. Microsoft has done a wonderful job continuously diversifying and reaching its business into other areas aside from just the operating system itself that most of us are familiar with or use on a daily basis. Old Dominion Freight Lines was founded in 1934, and while that is quite a long time ago, it has competed and outperformed tons of companies of today's era. While most companies have brought about changes in their business to generate more business, Old Dominion focuses on the efficiency of its existing model to generate high income. It has improved its on-time delivery ratio and has managed to cut down costs continuously, allowing the company to return beautiful returns for its investors and just continue sailing onward comfortably into the future. Now, obviously, there are other stocks out there that have generated impressive returns for its investors, but we have to cut the list somewhere, and these companies that we have mentioned today have definitely earned their spot as some of the all-time GOATs in our opinion. They have generated incredible amounts of capital for the investors as well as the CEOs of each and every company here. These are companies that continue to show promise as we work our way into the future and are definitely worth looking at if you're trying to diversify your portfolio. But until next time, folks, please make sure you click that like and subscribe button down below, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers, folks.